Testing my microphone. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. Good evening to everybody. Welcome to Saturday Night Live with me, Mr. Charles of makeITsimpleTT. I'm going to be with you for about 45 minutes to an hour tonight, and today we are going through the dangers for children in the pandemic, the dangers that the children face, because we all got together to try to solve the problem of them having devices, but now we have to sort out the problem of them using those devices properly or using those devices constructively, because it's not always a good thing for them to have devices and be on the internet. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some time to go through some of the issues that we're going to face based on how their accounts were created. And we're going to go through trying to go through about 3 or 4 of the problems today. And then I will get to the other problems as we go along. So today will be one part and next week will be another part. So let's get going. I have a little opening and thing now. Look at me. Hi, my name is Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT Educational Solutions, and I teach information technology. I have classes at the CSEC level, at the CAPE level, information technology classes for adults who want to learn technology, workshops, seminars for teachers, seminars for companies, anything that makes information technology simple for people who need to use it, we do it. All right, so welcome. All right, now we have audio. Yeah, I was on the wrong stream. All right, so let me welcome you to tonight's session, Dangers of the Internet for Children in the Pandemic. I'll introduce you to my mods. My mods are cool. They're very hardworking and they play games with me all the time. Well, I play games with them. I'm not too sure. All right, so we have Ren, Jared, Spanish, and Javish. They are all going to be moderating the chat. If you have any questions, they will try to answer it for you. And when they answer the questions, they will most likely give you links to click on and places to go and things that you need to do when the time is right. Okay, all right, so let's get ready to go into it. So we're going to start, right? We're going to start with what happened. So I'll give you all a little timeline. So we had March 2020. March 2020, COVID became a real thing, real as real it could be, and that led to lockdown, and that led to no school, right? Right. That not supposed to be so close to the over, yeah. Right. So that led to no school. When that led to no school, we reached to April 2020, and we had to have virtual school, forced virtual school. I put in forced here because nobody had any chance, nobody had any idea of what to do. Nobody was really figuring out all the things that we needed because we were forced to figure it out. So we figured it out from April, and April 2020, we were forced, and we kind of, everybody limped their way onto June. Yeah, June, basically. And we kind of made it, right? So we kind of figured out, all right, cool, that wasn't working out too well. So we reached April, and then we now going to skip now to September 2020. September 2020, we ended up with virtual school. Planned. But the problem when the virtual school was planned is that we had some issues. We had device issues, right? Where are we going to get the devices from? So the government of Trinidad and Tobago decided, well, all right, we're going to drop the taxes. So we had the no taxes. No tax on laptops and tablets. So guess what? Everybody was like, all right, cha-ching, laptops, tablets. So we ended up buying Samsung tablets. What is Galaxy A? That was a big one. Galaxy A. Then we bought Fire tablets. Ooh, Fire tablets were really big. Then we bought laptops. Some people bought phones. And all of these things were taken and just dropped into the hands of children. Yay! So we give children all of these things, right? So fast forward now to December 2020. Now we have virtual school again. But now it's planned. It's coming. Actually, we didn't have the virtual school yet. Sorry. December 2020 is holidays. And in the holidays, guess what happened? These children had devices plus the internet. And guess what happens when you give children devices and they go on the internet? A lot of y'all would be parents and y'all would know and y'all would understand that during the holidays, your children were sitting down on their tablet whole day. If your child was sitting down on their tablet or their phone or their device whole day, raise your hand, because I'm raising mine. Every time I raise my hand, you wipe the thing. Come on, screen, fix yourself. All right, cool, yeah. Right, did you have children who were sitting down home playing games? They're playing Among Us. They online, they're looking at different things. They're watching YouTube videos. They want to have Zoom meetings with their friends. They have I totally planned that. That was me totally planning to throw around everything. Yeah. They have friends who they want to have Zoom meetings with. They're playing whatever they could find put their hands on. They're downloading a whole set of games. And that was happening at a rapid pace. And now parents really can't keep up because now their children have so many things online that We don't know what they're doing. And it's very possible that your children, yes, your children have social media accounts right now and you don't even know about it. Or they were scrolling through TikTok. So let me kind of go through what happens. We were forced to use Google Classroom for the most part, right? And when you use Google Classroom, you need to get a Gmail address. The problem is, when we created these Gmail addresses, some parents, well, actually a lot of parents, lied and said that their child is 13 years old. The reason why they lied and said that their child was 13 years old was because that was the easiest way to create an account. Because if you create an account for a child that is less than 13 years old, you're going to have some sort of parental thing to do. So the less than 13 had parental controls. Because you can't create a Gmail account for somebody under 13 without putting parental controls on it. It's not possible. So we created a whole set of email accounts for children that were not 13 years old, but said they were 13. So little Johnny, who is 6, Jenny, who is 7, Jim, who is 8, and Bob, who is 9, they all have accounts that say that they're 13. What does that mean? That means that when you have a 13 plus account, you can sign up for things on the internet. So you create the 13 plus account for your daughter or your son, and now they have the ability to go and sign up for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, they could go and download teen apps. All those things are now possible because the email account that most people would have created would have been a 13 plus email. Again, why did they create 13 plus emails? They created 13 plus emails because the 13 plus emails are going to be easy. You don't have to get a parent to sign in on your behalf and manage the account. So everybody created the 13 plus email. Nobody wanted to create the less than 13 email for a child because, well, it would have taken too long. And the reason it would have taken too long is because, remember, we were forced into virtual school. So from since April last year, you create the account for the child. And when you created the account for the child, you just let them go and do whatever they want to do. And they got on. So now, your child, who is actually, in reality, 8 years old, has an account that says that they are 13 years old and they are going onto these places. When they go onto these places, guess what they're going to see? They are going to see things like drugs. They're going to see things like sex. They're going to see things like crime. They will see things like pornography. They'll be exposed to a lot of different music, especially on TikTok, that you probably don't want your child listening to. And then they will find friends. Online friends. And we all know we love online friends, don't we? Because people online are the best people in the world. And anonymous people behind a keyboard, that's who you want to be a friend, right? So that's the problem. We created these 13 plus accounts. If there's anybody else older than 9, well, here, right? So once you have an account that is lying and saying that they are a particular age, and you gave them the account and they're using that account right now, they have access to all those things. When they have access to all those things, some problems come into place. So I'm going to talk about the problems just now. So I'm taking questions, ask your questions, go into a short break, and then once you ask the questions, I'll come back and answer them, and then we'll move into what are some of the issues that you're going to face when they create these accounts. This stream was brought to you by Adonis Academy, and here's what Adonis Academy offers.
Neither nor or either or.
The agrees with the
Subject closest to. Okay.
At the Adonis Academy Primary School, not only do we follow the primary school syllabus as prescribed by the Ministry of Education in preparation for SEA, we also have songs of praise and worship every morning. We spend a lot of time teaching the intangibles, the things that you don't learn from a book, like manners, etiquette, and care for each other. If a student is behind, we have a core development program available after school that seeks to build on the weak areas. Alright, so you could find links to Adonis Academy in the description. And yeah, so let's see. What questions do we have? Let me get those questions up. All right, so ask your questions quickly before I move on to the next phase. Chat. I've got the chat box. All right, so let's get the chat up so that we could see the questions for that people have to ask. All right, so one question is there a way to rectify the age issue after having created the email with a fake age? Yes, there is a way. I'm going to talk about that next week because I'm going to try to work out some of the solutions that we have. Some of them I'm still working through on my own, so I could give you totally accurate information because I've had to do it for some people. So rectifying the age issue, it is possible. It just depends on a little bit about which parent account you want to put it under. All right, so there's a way to do it, but most likely next week we'll be working on that. All right, trying to go block some games for the longest time by my router. All right, blocking via your router is not exactly the simplest thing or the best thing. One of the best things that you could do is block the games via an app called Family Link. And I'll tell you all about Family Link coming down close to the end. But before I tell you all about Family Link, I want you all to remember to like the video. So if you haven't liked it so far, just click the little X by the chat and press the like button. And you will be able to make the video. The video will go out to more people because it's a live video. Live videos kind of live on likes. And if you haven't subscribed already, click subscribe on the one time as soon as you like. So click like, then subscribe, and you should be good. Thank you very much to my mods for reminding me about that because I forgot. Beverly said she uses Microsoft Family. Yes, Microsoft Family is one of the options I have too. What are our options other than the 13 plus? Other than the 13 plus, you have to create a less than 13 plus email. And when you create a less than 13 email, which is a child email, you have to enable some sort of parental controls. And the parental controls that Google uses would be something called Family Link, right? But I'm talking about Family Link as we go along, right? That Family Link will be the last thing that I talk about because I need to let you all know what I'm doing to try to make this thing accessible to people so that you'll be able to get Family Link, right? Okay. How to block sites temporarily on a whole. I will show you all how to do that just all right. So remember, click the like on the video and subscribe. Okay. Okay, so now we're going ahead. Next part now would be we're going to talk about what are the issues that pop up when we use these apps. All right, so in case you didn't know, TikTok is a short video app. TikTok uses videos. And their video content can be anything from a girl dancing, a woman dancing, to children singing. But the thing is, some of these women that you see dancing on TikTok are very scantily clad, because you know you're trying to get as much people to watch, and in the world that we live in, sex sells. So when people watch the videos and they realize, hey, this is a nice, sexy looking lady, I'm going to keep watching it. And for boys that are falling in the age groups of 7 to 11, when they go on TikTok, it only has one thing that they're trying to watch, which is girls and women who are dancing and showing their assets to everybody, and they keep watching it and keep watching it and keep watching it. And they will have this TikTok account on their phone, and you won't know at all, because all you have to do to register for TikTok is say, I use your Gmail address. So when you go on TikTok, you don't have to sign in and put in any username and password. It just says, would you like to use your Google account? And then the child will be like, yes, I want to use my Google account. And because the Google account is rated at 13 plus, TikTok will accept them, because TikTok will assume this child is 13. And the videos I see on TikTok, yeah. And not just singing and whatnot. There is very, very bad language. Language on TikTok, right? A lot of cursing, a lot of profanity, a lot of coarse joking, all sorts of different things going on. And sometimes we don't want our children to be encouraged by that. We don't want them to be on the lines of, well, yeah, I'm going to use that language too. And when you ask them, they will tell you, where you learn that from? Nowhere. When really and truly they learn it from TikTok. Where they learn some of the songs from, they learn it from TikTok. Where they learn some of the dances from, they learn it on TikTok. And you wouldn't know, because, as I said, you created an account that is going to be able to seamlessly integrate to these places. Now let's go to Instagram. Instagram is pictures, videos, and all sorts of other and stories. And Instagram allows them to create a profile, but they don't just create a normal profile, they also create a fake profile, which is called a Finsta, which is called fake Insta, which is a basically members only. So only the people you want to join that Instagram account will get in. And you know, when you're young and you create a little circle of friends and only those circle of friends get to come into your circle, right? Instagram gives you the ability to get into that circle. And once you get into that circle, then people start to share things. Just I'm trying to get right here. People start to share things and share things that they're not supposed to share, because everybody is going to be looking for followers. And when you're looking for followers, you're going to try to do things to become popular. And when you're trying to do things to become popular, you end up compromising a lot of the morals and values that your parents would have taught you. So when your little girl child is, I don't know, 8 or 9 years old and decides that they want to put on makeup and they want to start to put on clothes that looks revealing so that they will only take their phone and be taking all set of selfies and whatnot. And you ask them, who are you taking those pictures for? Oh, nobody. I just, I don't know, like, I just taking it and putting it on my phone. But really and truly, they're taking those pictures and they are putting it up on their fake Instagram accounts, aka Finstas, and you lose them very quickly because now they go into a world where they're trying to impress their peers by their bodies, which is what Instagram kind of, the dark part of Instagram kind of focuses on that. The good part of Instagram is nice photos, nice information, all that kind of stuff. But the dark part of Instagram is that they will end up being like, yeah, lost inside that. All right, next one is YouTube. YouTube is videos. Lots and lots of videos. Now, YouTube is a tough one because on the 13 plus, you are able to go on YouTube and sign up and subscribe and watch anything. On the less than 13, they force you to go to something called YouTube Kids. Now, in 2017 or 2018, they had a problem where every child was going on YouTube, and the people that were making videos on YouTube were tricking children into watching very bad things. So they'll be watching a child video, and then all of a sudden inside the child video, somebody gets killed because it's a fake SpongeBob video or a fake Peppa Pig video, right? And those fake videos used to get them in trouble, and YouTube had to do something to create some sort of legislation to make sure that children won't get exposed to those videos because the creators were making them and the children were just running while watching it. So instead of doing that, they made sure that anybody that's under 13 must use a profile called YouTube Kids. And when they're using YouTube Kids, that gives you the ability to tailor the videos, because now anytime somebody puts up a video and they say that it is for children, the video gets vetted first. And once the video gets vetted, then they'll be able to put it on YouTube Kids. And once it goes on YouTube Kids, you know that the videos on YouTube Kids have some sort of standard, right? The problem with YouTube Kids is YouTube Kids is not available in T&T. In Trinidad and Tobago, we don't get YouTube Kids. So if you create an account that is less than 13, a child account, every time you try to watch a YouTube video, which the teachers are going to send, the teachers will send the video and you'll end up getting a notification saying, cannot view this video because you're trying to go to YouTube Kids. YouTube Kids is not available in your region. So I'm sure that you all would have seen that, right? Those of you all who have child accounts for your children, you would have seen that they don't allow you to watch YouTube videos. So there's a way around that where you could download a separate app, or you could watch the video in the browser only in an incognito window. So I would have taught my children, when you get a link, all you do is you go to the browser, open up a incognito window, and put the link inside there, copy and paste it, and then you'll get to see the video, because I only want you to see that for class, because I don't want you going on YouTube and watching any and every video that there is there, because I'm very scared of what YouTube could do to you. So every time my children watching YouTube, for the most part, I kind of supervise them and watch them. And I'm telling you, you should too, because YouTube has some stuff that's bad. Because anybody could create a video and upload it and say that it's for adults. But once they're on the 13 plus account, they are considered adults, so they get to watch the videos just like anybody else. And that's an issue. So YouTube has lots of videos, and the videos on YouTube could be very misleading to people. All right, then there's the next one. This one is called Twitch. Twitch is for gaming. Believe it or not, all you parents out there, children love to sit down and watch other people play games. I don't know why. I can't tell you that I fully understand. But I want you to know that children like to sit down and watch other people play games, because to them it's like a movie. It's like watching a story. It's like somebody going through the whole game. And it's not just because they want to see how to win the game. They actually watch it because they I don't know, they want to see somebody play a game because that person is their hero because they beat in the game or something like that, right? So Twitch, of course, when you go to sign in, you could sign in and sign in with your Gmail account, because your Gmail account is a 13 and over account. And when you have a 13 and over account, they go and they sit down and they watch people play games all day. But when they watching the games all day, there's a problem that happens because the language on Twitch is not very age appropriate for younger children. These children who are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, you don't want them to hear. You don't want them to hear a whole set of people cursing every time they're playing the game. Because while they're playing the game, they'll be like, what the blah blah blah, and every 2 words the people cursing. Now, if you are raising a child that you don't want to be a potty mouth, then you won't want them to be exposed to that. You want to kind of manage that, okay, this world does have people that curse, but I don't want you to get accustomed to that. But then there are parents who don't care, and there's some parents who be like, all right, no problem, cursing is just a part of life, so therefore my children could be exposed to it. If you're that type of parent, okay, cool. You could probably just let them go on the internet as much as you want. But it's like, you know, it's kind of weird that every single other word is a curse word in some of those streams. And I have tried it and checked it and seen, and I understand. To all the people in the chat who defending Twitch, I'm not saying that Twitch is bad. All you children out there who are on my stream and think that I'm speaking badly about Twitch, I'm just letting parents know that there is a danger that is there. Oh, they're so sensitive, boy. This generation. Wow. Anyhow. Then the next one is downloading teen apps, right? So when they go to the App Store or the Play Store, so the App Store or Play Store, there are some apps on the store that you could download when you are 13 plus, right? So if you're 13 plus and you go on the App Store and there's an app called Pornhub, right? Because they are in the App Store and they have an account that says that they are more than 13 now. It's not just 13, because some parents create an account and say that the child is 18 because they put their birthday as 1990. Just because in the haste of creating the account, he was like, all right, just create the account for 1990 and we'll do it. Oh yeah, the Amazon App Store too has it too, right here, Amazon App Store, which is basically a Play Store alternative, right? So they go and they see an app called Pornhub and it's like, ooh, Pornhub. And they realize that there are like little ladies there. The problem would be that they would download the app and they would install it on their device. And when they install it on their device, yeah, they might end up watching porn. And you would think that, hey, my child using their device for school. No, they're not. That is a lie. Because your child uses the device for school during the day, but in the afternoon, when you leave them unsupervised on the device, they are going to literally just have free reign because there's no restriction for them. So those are some of the apps. And of course, then there's just the general internet. The general internet, when they go on websites, Yeah, they could go on websites and basically watch anything. Like, it's crazy. I don't know. They will watch shows, they will watch this, they'll watch that, and they'll basically get into whatever they have to get in and face these sorts of issues online. All right, so I'll take some questions while I jump to next sponsor, which is sponsored by me and Granny.
Of all the days, Sheila, they want to do Zoom meeting, they want to do Zoom. I don't know about this Zoom thing, you know. For years, but on this Zoom, I don't test computer, you know. Test on. I'm sorry, boy.
Yeah!
Come some out to put on the Zoom, please.
Oh gosh, all you have to do is just click the
No, don't give me instructions. Come and show me. I take this night out.
Oh gosh, just put.
This is now the room. All they do, just come and show
Take
me.
your time now, Granny. Just put the meeting code and press the
Press it.
password. No, the meeting
What?
code. You gotta put the meeting code and then
I
the
don't
password.
understand what you're saying.
They have a meeting code and a password.
Come and show me what to do.
Oh gosh,
I'm a patient.
it's every minute so you have to be calling
But
me.
what is this thing?
Look, just put the meeting code and the
Press it.
password and no,
I can't-
I think I show you
But
what
what
the
is
phone upside
this?
down. You see me? It's every day so I
But what
I
is
give up,
that
you know.
all?
I done. I won't find somebody to help you, yes?
You give up? I should have given up on you a long time. I never give up.
Oh gosh,
Look at this
oh
thing.
gosh. Every minute so. All right, so if you're interested in technology literacy classes, I do technology literacy for adults, and anybody who needs to learn about technology have those classes. So if you click the link in the description, you will see it. It's on my website, makeITsimpleTT.com/register, and you could register for technology literacy classes. If if you want to. You don't have to, but if you want to get better at managing technology, yeah, that'll be for you, right? So in the link in the description, makeITsimpleTT.com/register. Before that was Adonis Academy, you could click on the link in the description to ask a question or register. All right, so anybody has any questions? No questions so far? Because I'm going to start to talk about the solution now. The solutions. All right, so I'm an adult, but I don't think I fall under the promo you just previewed. Yeah, you're welcome. All right, that's it. Yeah, no questions. All right, so let's go to some basic solutions now. The basic solution that we have to do is we have to get this 13 plus account. You have to get that down to a less than 13 account. So this is a basically an adult account, and then there's the child account. Once you have the child account, you will have a better chance at protecting them on the internet, because this child account comes with some default things that Google will give you. The child account would basically give you website protection. They'll give you Play Store protection, and then they won't be able to register for anything. No registration. Meaning that everything that they have to register for on the internet, the parent will get an email, because this is a managed account. So this is a managed account. Now, it being a managed account means that the parent has to manage it. The problem is, well, I don't want to say it in any demeaning way, but some parents are lazy, and some parents are going to be like, whatever, yes, just give them the account and let them do what they have to do. They must figure it out eventually. This one here requires work, because you have to actually care about what is going on the on their device, right? All right, so don't forget, if you haven't liked the video already, please click the little thumbs up, press the X on the chat will go away, and then you click the thumbs up and you will be able to like the video. That way it will present itself to more human beings when necessary, right? So to get them from the over 13 account to the managed account, you have to go and you have to try to change their account information. And the only way you could change your account information is to go into their settings. If you open a child account, can you change the account as the child gets older? Okay, so that question, let me answer that question one time before I go ahead. Right. The thing is, when you create the child account at less than 13, it will upgrade as they go along. So if you create the account now and the child is 8, by the time they reach 13, you will get an email. And the email will tell you, this child now has the ability to do. What do you want to do? What permissions do you want to change? So they will be like, they'll start off at 8. The next 5 years, they'll be using the account, and then it'll automatically ask you what permissions do you want to change, and then you'll be able to modify the account and say, all right, well now, because they are 13, I could allow them to see this, and I will let them do this, or I will allow this app, or I will allow that app, and those things, because you will still have control, because you will be the parent who controls it, right? So yeah, back to what I was saying. How can you change it, right? So when you go into settings, you will go into the child's account, and inside the child account, you'll be able to change their birthday. When you go to change their birthday, it is going to ask you to change their birthday and put in the date. When you put in the date and the date registers as less than 13, it will ask you, are you a parent? And then you'll say yes. And once you say yes, it will run you through some options and some things that you're going to have to put in. Now, sometimes you just put it in and you say, okay, I am the parent. This is my email address. It will send an email to you. You verify the email, and then it will now take the child and put the child underneath your it will register the child as your child on Google, and that will now gives you the ability to manage that account. But in order to manage that account, Google has a program or app called Family Link. Family Link is possible to work on over 13 accounts also. So plus 13 accounts could still be managed with Family Link, but the lower one, the Family Link one, the less than 13 one, you will be able to manage things at a more granular level. But to configure Family Link, sometimes it's not as straightforward as it may seem. So therefore, in order to help that, I have a workshop coming up at the end of the month, which will be on the 30th of January. I have a workshop that I'm doing where I'm going to literally help the people, for a cost, of course, to configure Family Link for their devices if you can't do it by yourself. Now, if you can't do it by yourself and you could go on YouTube and Google and find out all the ways to do it, go right ahead. Family Link, and I'm not stopping you. But if you're having a lot of trouble and you really, 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 really want to make sure that your children are going to get managed accounts, then you may want to come to that workshop. And for those of you all that came to the live today, you get a special introductory price. So once you go to the link in the description, you go to makeITsimpleTT.com/register, and you could register for that, and you'll get it at a reduced price. Next week, the price will go up, of course, right? Because I'm going to literally take the day and make sure that everybody that registers understands how to use it and all the ins and outs. Because if I had to take time to go through everything about Family Link, it would take me about 4 weeks, 5 weeks to do that. So I'm just doing a workshop at the end of the month. And if you want to register for that, you could register at makeITsimpleTT.com/register. You will see that link in the description. So that workshop, makeITsimpleTT.com/register. Right, so I do these things all the time, helping parents be able to register, and it works. Okay, right, so this is the solution that we want. This is the technical solution. The next solution, if you're not a technical person, because not everybody is technical, is to lock it down. The reason locking things down is not the preferred solution is because you'll be taking a road that will be it will kind of make their technology experience a little, come on, fix this up right here. It'll kind of make their technology experience a little less techy. Now let me explain what this means. Back in the days when we went to school, because we would go outside and lime, right? And when we go outside and lime, your parents would tell you, come back at a particular time. Why do they tell you come back at a particular time? Because they know after a particular time, certain things take place and certain stuff happens. And sometimes, you know, you used to lime with a particular person, or you lime with somebody, and you end up your child ends up in the wrong crowd, right? Just now, trying to keep fixing this thing right here. Your child ends up in the wrong crowd. When your child ends up in the wrong crowd, you used to get vexed and say, no, you're not liming with these people anymore. Don't do anything. Stop this. Don't go out anywhere. And then the child has to sit down home for the whole day and do nothing because basically you banned them indefinitely. And what that would have caused is that the child would have been home all the time. And when the child is home all the time, they will end up having a rough social life, right? And you end up having a child that's sheltered too much. And when the child is sheltered too much, then when they become an adult, they try to just break out of the shell. And in breaking out of the shell, they start to do bad things. That method of parenting, now I can't tell people how to parent any children or whatnot, but that method of parenting may have caused some people to be resentful to their parents for not allowing them to do different things or whatnot in life. Because basically, you just lock everything down. So when we lock everything down, we basically say, all right, cool, your tablet is for school. It's for school. When you're done, bring it for me. Close it off, lock off, don't do anything, blah, blah, blah. No, you're not getting a phone, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Every time this, blah, blah, blah. All I want you to do is do your schoolwork. When you're done your schoolwork, close that down. Don't do this, blah, blah, blah. What you would end up doing is you would rob a child of the ability to navigate or manage the technology. So just like how parents would have allowed you to go outside and play, but they warn you, when you're playing, don't play like this, don't do that. Or when you go down the road, don't go here, don't go there, whatnot. So you let them go, you let them do it. And while they're doing it, you kind of manage the process and say, okay, where did you go? What were you doing? And you make sure that you understand the concept of socializing, the concept of what is right and wrong, the concept of how to do good things, how to do bad things, and whatnot. Because that would be more engaged parenting. Now, when you do the engaged parenting, you won't have the need to lock things down. The engaged parenting is more like doing this, where you try to give them a managed account and you manage their process of learning how to do things online. Because what would happen is that if everything gets locked down, the moment they are able to create their own account and put their own passwords on their phone, they will do it. and they'll lock you out of their life, and they'll do whatever they want on the internet, and they may end up getting caught in some dangerous things, because next week I'm going to deal with some of the more dangerous things, which is like human trafficking, talking to strangers when you're playing games and all that stuff. Yeah, you'll end up having that problem. So the process of solving it requires you to decide what you want to do. You could decide, okay, cool, I will just lock down this child and they will never get to use the internet again because the internet is dangerous. Or you could try to manage their account and be a part of, because right now, parenting has to be engaged with technology. Because if we're not engaging with technology as parents, we're dead in the water, because technology is going to engage them whether we like it or not. So it's better we learn how to manage it, and when we learn to manage it, you will be able to kind of grasp it, right? So that is something that we have to wrestle with on our own. And, well, everybody has to wrestle with it, right? Now, in wrestling with it, we have to now ask ourselves, how far do we go when it comes to lockdown and when it comes to manage? I see some people pointing about what about limited lockdown? What about you know, they will be able to create their own account after if they want to. Yes, all these things could happen. But the thing is, if we understand the technology and we understand how it works and we understand how these things go, we'll be able to manage it better. And it's really important that we take the time to understand the world that these children live in, because the world that these children live in is not the world that we lived in as children. It's not the world that our parents lived in. It's a different world, and if we don't understand it, we might end up trying to turn the internet world into the physical world, and it's a little technical, but we could do it. We just have to make sure that we decide what angle we're going to take. So you have basically two extremes. You have 0 and then you have 10. 0 is basically no technology at all, but literally the children have to use technology for school, because that's what school is right now, and that is what school is going to be. So we're going to let them use the technology for school and then tell them no technology otherwise because it's too dangerous. Or we tell them, yeah, go ahead. You just create accounts. You do whatever you want to do. It's all right. You are smart. You're able to understand this technology. That's dangerous. What we have to do is figure out where in the middle ground are we going to do this. The workshop is on the 30th. Saturday the 30th, right? Yeah, Saturday the 30th. I see y'all putting 31st in the chat. Is the 30th. Right, that workshop is on Saturday the 30th, and you could register for it in the description of this video. You will see makeITsimpleTT.com/register, and you can log in there. So now we have to ask ourselves the question, which part of the middle ground do we fall into? Do I manage the account, or do I allow them to do anything, or do I just take the device away from them? There's a lot of tugging and throwing. Just think of how you were managed when you were a child, when you wanted to go out with certain friends, when you wanted to come back home after a particular hour, when you were outside and you're lining on the block all the time and your parents tell you come inside. All those different things. Think about how they had to tussle or tuggle with how much exposure they would give you. That's the same thing you have to think about now, but think about it with the internet in mind. All right, so time for questions. Alicia Nirgun, what about you having the same account as your child? Well, that's kind of weird, because if you have the same account as your child, that means what type of account it is. It will be a child account or a parent account. Because if it's a parent account, if it's an adult account, and your child has access to an adult account, then how are you going to manage what the child does when they log on with the adult account? That'll be the problem. Because if you create the account as a parent, and then you give the child access to it, and you call that the same account, then you'll have a problem. The other way around now, if you create the child account, and then you log in with the child account also, and the parent account, I mean, you log in with your child account and the child logging in with your child account. It's best to just give them a child account and done. So, I'm not too sure if that could work out. That seems like a lot more gymnastics than managing. But if it works for you, I guess so. I don't know what will happen when the child turns 13. You're gonna hand over the account to them. That's all I could think of with respect to that. But it probably is possible. It just may not have longevity, because as the child grows, the account will grow, and what age you register the account at is what is really going to make the difference. Yeah. All right, so I take any more questions? If you haven't liked the video already, just click like on the YouTube video for the thumbs up, and I have about 5 minutes before I go, and in those 5 minutes I'm going to let you know about my classes. Hi, my name is Mr. Charles from makeITsimpleTT Educational Solutions, and I teach information technology. I have classes at the CSEC level, at the CAPE level, information technology classes for adults who want to learn technology, workshops, seminars for teachers, seminars for companies, anything that makes information technology simple for people who need to use it, we do it. All right, so let's see the questions. All right, a child account also limits your viewing on YouTube. Yes, it does. But I said that, well, if a teacher has YouTube videos for you to watch, you could watch the links on in the browser, and the browser will show the video, and they just close it back after. Because allowing them to be on YouTube at any point in time and watch whatever they want, it's not too smart. That same accounting makes little sense though. Just register a child account and monitor it. Yeah, that's what I would say, yeah. Shakana Perkins, hi sir, this is completely off topic, but I wanted to give you a big thank you for helping me with my SB. I couldn't have finished it without your help. Thank God I found your video. Oh, keep coming every Sunday night, Shakana. Every Sunday night at 8 p.m. I have videos for CSEC children all the time. We coming down to exam season where things gonna start to get hot. All right, anybody else has any other questions? Before y'all ask the questions, let me just give you all a little bit of what we are going to do next week. Next week, we're going to deal with instant messaging. So we're going to deal with like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Instagram messages, basically instant messaging, and specifically the predators. Then we're going to deal with I'm going to give you all a little bit about video messaging, video calls, sorry. Right, so after the video calls, I'm going to, and then from the video calls, we're going to look a little bit into after instant messaging, and then games. When you're playing online games, what are some of the things that could happen while you're doing that? And then all of that now will be on the heels of me preparing to explain to you all what Family Link is. Which is, Family Link is a Google-based service that manages your children's devices. And in managing the devices, you are able to keep track of the sites that they go to, the videos that they watch. Every time they want to download an app, you're going to have to, you get to approve the app for download or not for download. If they have a particular time frame where they can log onto the device or not, you could lock it down at a particular time, and from your phone you just click lock and they will lock the device right in front of their eyes. All those different things Family Link does. So next week I'm going to be going through some of those things, but the actual workshop on the 30th that you could register for in the description, that is for people who have problems setting up Family Link. If you don't have a problem setting up Family Link, go right ahead. But if you have problems, then you could come to that workshop and I will definitely help you out and explain everything in greatest detail. All right, Marcia Antoine, my child has an account already, and I am concerned about the time spent on their sites. What can I do to limit the time spent on their sites? This is a 17-year-old. You could install Family Link on that email address. If you download Family Link on your device and download Family Link on their device, and you make you the parent and make them the child, then you will be able to control the amount of time that they have on their phone, and you could lock the phone if you want to. So you can do it with a 17-year-old also. It's totally possible. All right, first game in league. Oh, I'll be there for that. Mentions games. I could give the first-hand experience. My primary data. Yeah, you could do that. That's possible. All right, you all. So I want to thank you very much for your time. If you have any questions, you could always leave them in the chat, and I will try to answer them as best as possible. So next week Saturday would be the 16th. Next week Saturday will be the second part where I'm going through these things that I just told you, which is instant messaging, video calls, and games, and what they will be seeing. Marcia asked us quickly if it could be done with her laptop. Yeah, you could manage their device. No, it won't be able to be done with a laptop, only done with a Chromebook. If they have a Chromebook, then you could lock the Chromebook, but I don't think you could lock a Windows laptop. Not too sure. But with phones and tablets, especially if they're Android phones and tablets, yes, you would be able to. So I'll do my best, right? So next week we'll continue. Thank you very much for your time. Don't forget to tell a friend all that you learned, and you could share this video with them after. And if you're not following or subscribe to the channel, you could do that now before you leave. Click like, subscribe, and I will see you all next week. Thank you very much for your time. Remember, share it in your parent groups and parent chats in all the different WhatsApp groups. Because I think we headed down for a dark road if children do start to get managed on their devices. Bye-bye.